Here we go, here we go. Deep Dish Football Live, episode 13. IHSA semifinals is here. How you guys doing? Good evening, well, afternoon. Sorry for being a little bit early. 4:08. Make sure you, how you guys doing? Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete, Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is Coach Big Pete, FP at gmail.com. My email again is CoachBigPete, FP at gmail.com. And again, still doing free recruiting advisement sessions. Make sure you schedule yours today. Also, December 3rd. It's December 3rd. I'm sorry. I apologize. December 3rd is the recruiting seminar on Deep Dish Football Live. It's going to be absolutely free. Make sure you check it out. It's going to be on Instagram Live and Facebook Live. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook Live. How you guys doing? And again, it's going to be December 3rd. It's on the events page of the Deep Dish Football Facebook page. Make sure you follow so you can get an update of when I go live on December 3rd. That's the week after the state finals, which are next week. Can you believe it? We are almost done with football, people. It's absolutely crazy. It's very crazy, actually. All right, and again, my name is Pierre Lombre, aka Coach Big Pete. Make sure you visit deepdishfootball.com and follow Coach Big Pete, Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. Visit deepdishfootball.com. Some new articles up, interviews, by the way. And thanks again for everyone that did the interview this week. It was a little bit of a rush. And again, when the semifinals end Saturday, I will have the Sunday conclusion out early on Saturday evening, just a brief heads up, and then I will be doing games of the week coming out on Sunday, hopefully Monday morning, as quickly as possible. And again, join us next week as Deep Dish Football Live's season finale ends, and they'll be my last as publisher. And Breakfast with Coach Big Pete, the Sunday after the state final game, will be the series finale. No more Breakfast with Coach Big Pete. That'll be the series finale the Sunday after the state finals. And again, Sunday, 9 a.m. This Sunday, we'll talk about the semifinals too with Breakfast with Coach Big Pete. And that'll be it. That's it. All right. So, the advisement sessions, and again, schedule your free recruiting advisement sessions. I've already talked with a bunch of parents and recruits. It's been a wonderful time. The advisement sessions are going till December 15th. So please schedule yours and just email me or DM me. All right. And again, if you'd like to work, feel free to leave a tip / donation via PayPal link below, Venmo link in the Facebook page. And again, just a quick reminder, it's been brought to my attention last night that someone was using fraud and basically said that, well, I had to eat this football, blah, 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 PayPal account. Absolutely fraudulent. I talked to the fine folks at PayPal, and they took out that account. I do apologize. I will never, ever, and the next publisher will never, ever ask for money for an article. That shit doesn't happen. That shit doesn't fly. Advisement sessions are free. Everything is free. If you like my work and want a tip, feel free to leave a tip. But again, all the work is free. DeepDishFootball.com is free. None of that shit happens. And I know some asshole decided to have the fun and scammed two parents. Luckily, the parents got their money back, and I was able to schedule 2 interviews with kids. And again, it was absolute bullshit. And luckily, they got their money back. I'm very happy, and I'm very happy that a parent reached out to me and said, "Yeah, something's going on here." And again, my PayPal link is Coach Big Pete DDF. I'll put it in the comments section right now. Yeah, sorry about that. Again, it's Coach Big Pete DDF for PayPal, and for Venmo, it's Peter Lambert. Those are the only 2 links. And again, there's only 2 people that are associated with Deep Dish Football right now that are in the public eye. That's me, and the second one is Patrick Cotto, who is my co-host of DuPage Run and Shoot Show. He's the co-host of DuPage Run and Shoot Show. So again, if anyone starts saying this, and we've had some issues in the past months right now, some assholes, some very people that were angry that I called them out on their bullshit. But I'll tell you what, if you charge kids $1-2 grand for pay for recruiting services, you're going to get called out. You charge a family $6-7 grand to get a Division I scholarship, that doesn't happen, you're going to get called out because you're a piece of shit. And again, do not pay for recruiting services. It's an absolute scam. Don't pay for that crap. All that shit that people say, well, we'll do this and that, is bullshit. Fill out the free recruiting questionnaires. Have a Twitter account, people. If you're watching me on Instagram and you don't have a Twitter account, you should have a Twitter account for recruiting. If you're watching me on Facebook and your son or your kid doesn't have a Twitter account, he should have a Twitter account with his huddle, his bio, his GPA, his class year, what high school he goes to, the full high school. Please do that. I beg of you. I really beg of you. You should have a Twitter account. It helps in recruiting a lot. And your Twitter account should be linked with your huddle as well. That's the most important thing in recruiting. I'm telling you that right now. So I got a bunch of kids that don't have Twitter accounts and they're all pissed off, pissed and moaning because they don't have any exposure. You don't have a Twitter account. Put it up there. It's absolutely free. There's no excuse. Okay? All right. So we go into that. I talked about pay for recruiting services because every year it's around this time where I get numerous messages about pay for recruiting services. Don't pay for recruiting services. It is an absolute scam. It's an absolute jip. Everything is anyone that says, hey, well, give me some money and I'll do this, it's a bullshit. Don't do that. Had a lot of parents get screwed out of money. Don't do it. Don't believe any middlemen. Do not pay for recruiting services. That is the main rule. I'm telling you this right now. No bullshit. Do not pay for recruiting services. Fill out the free recruiting questionnaires on college teams' websites. Also, follow Chris Roll of National Preps and fill out his recruiting questionnaire. Follow Brian Alt of Catapult Sports. That's Brian Alt, A-U-L-T. Chris Roll, R-O-L-L. Former coach of Lake Park, Chris Roll. Brian Alt out of Indiana. He does the scouting for Catapult Sports. They get paid by college coaches to scout. They're free. Fill them out. Great free exposure. Fill them out. That's all you got to do. It's that fucking simple. And I apologize for the language, but I'm sick and tired of saying this. And again, you know what? This is my last 2 weeks, so you know what? I can really give two fucks. I can say what I want to say. So do not pay for recruiting services. I'm sick and tired of hearing parents. I'm sick and tired of hearing about parents take out mortgages out on their house. This has happened a few fucking times. Well, we got to pay. We got to send them out to California and to Florida to work out this trainer. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't pay for recruiting services. And I dealt with a lot of stupid people yesterday with parents because they got screwed out of money. Well, he doesn't respond to my text anymore. Well, because you gave the idiot, you're an idiot, you gave me $800. You didn't even know the guy. You didn't even do a background check on the guy. And he said you could get your kid an offer to Notre Dame, which, by the way, I'm going on a full temper rant right now, but I might as well say it. I am sick and tired of parents telling me that they have had a relative that's a Notre Dame scout. I swear I get maybe 60 to 70 mentions every year. Well, my cousin, my second cousin, my uncle, he was a scout for Notre Dame. No, he wasn't. Just stop. Just stop, please. It makes you look like a jackass, so don't do it. Okay, I'm sorry for the language. I'll now bring it down. I apologize for that. All right. So, and again, the big news right now is Bolingbrook's head coach, Coach Ivelo, has stepped down, head coach, and just an absolute high character guy, a hell of a coach, a hell of a football player too in his past, and he's done a wonderful job with that Bolingbrook program. Just a class character, and what every coach wishes should be a true role model coach. And again, when you see Mount Rushmore for Illinois coaches, his face belongs there. He's a hell of a coach, and it's sad to see that he's stepping down Bolingbrook. I know a lot of people have confused him as that I'm his son, which is not true. I guess all fat guys look alike, I guess. But he's a hell of a guy, and it's going to be it's a sad day to see him step down. It's going to be a sad day to see that he's not going to be on the sidelines of Bolingbrook. But enjoy stepping down, sir, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck. And again, he's a hell of a guy, and it's pretty sad. A great leader among men, and just an absolute role model for the Bolingbrook football program. Did a wonderful job with the community. It's a sad day, but again, coaches are retiring. It happens. They're stepping down. But a big shout to Coach Ivelo. Well deserved and well respected. Big shout to him. All right, we are done with that. So I talked about the importance of Twitter. Yeah, okay. So I keep getting these messages, DMs, and yes, this is my last. This will be my last month as publisher of Deep Dish Football. Just to let everyone know, If you need reasons why, just go to the video on YouTube on why it's my last month. Moving on to bigger and better things, there will be a new publisher who will be a lot better than me. I guarantee you. More PC, more politically correct, more grammatically correct. Speaks better than me. He's everything a lot better than me. So just a quick reminder. So, all right. Yeah, let's go with the games of the week. And again, we get into Forreston versus Lena Winslow. And again, Forreston versus Lena Winslow. We have a big rivalry game as Forreston did lose to Lena Winslow in the regular season. Lena Winslow looks absolutely unstoppable. Two big running backs. Oh, hey, wait, Mr. Johnson, how you doing? I got your call. I just got your call. Your voicemail about 30, 40 minutes ago. I will call you back, sir. I will call you back definitely. But yeah, Forreston versus Lena Winslow, good game. Again, the big thing will be for Forreston. Can they stop the run? Can they get penetration on that defense, on that offensive line of Lena Winslow? Looks unbelievable. Dunker, and I'm bringing the other guy, Goling, whatever. They got a two-headed running back beast, so the good game. Camp Point Central versus Ridgeview Lexington. Ridgeview Lexington has been undefeated. Camp Point Central as well. Camp Point Central again with Coach Dixon, and I like that track system that he has with his players at Camp Point Central. Again, feed the cats. That whole system of a track and pro track and getting those kids into track and field. This is going to be a good game. And again, I really do feel that Camp Point Central, if they get this win over Ridgeview Lexington, I think that Camp Point Central can give Forreston a challenge, but that we'll see what happens. But again, it's going to be a big-time game again. Ridgeview Lexington's defense has been on point, very on point. Was very, very impressed with what I saw them going against Eureka. So definitely a thing you got to check out. Tri-Valley versus Merrill Forsyth. And again, Tri-Valley versus Merrill Forsyth is very interesting for this point. Tri-Valley, again, they're getting that momentum after they beat that Wilmington team who was 2 weeks ago. Merrill Forsyth has been awesome again, and I've kept talking about Josh Joseph, and I've talked about Caden and just how special that team is. Again, it took some years after their last state title. They're back in that spot. Merrill Forsyth looks like the real deal. The big thing for Tri-Valley, again, is going to be that secondary dealing with that Merrill Forsyth passing attack. That's going to be very interesting. And again, can they confuse the Merrill Forsyth's quarterback? That will be interesting and definitely a thing to see. All right, we go to Johnston City versus St. Teresa. And as I will say this, and I will say this again, I'm rooting for Johnston City. I apologize, St. Teresa. You're an absolute titan of a team. You kick ass. But it's good for IHSA football to have something different. And let me tell you something. I love those Black Diamond teams. I'm rolling with Johnston City. I want to see Johnston City win. I want to see Johnston City in a state title game. Yes, I am biased. But, again, St. Teresa, they're just a hell of a team. Just overall athleticism. Their quarterback is underrated. Absolutely underrated. Their defense, they play lights-out defense. Johnston City, on the other hand, with Ellen and just that whole running attack of Johnston City. And, again, they lost Brown last season. They were able, and they made it. I thought that Johnston City, what they're doing right now, I thought they were going to do last year. That's what I thought they were going to do last year. Johnston City looks unbelievably awesome. Johnston City is a team that I am cheering for. Black Diamond Conference. This is my last year's publisher. I want to see a Black Diamond team in the state finals. I want to see it happen. I know people are going to call me biased in that. I apologize, but St. Teresa is a hell team from Mayor Wallace, and again, just that team, that St. Teresa. I apologize. Something happened with my video on Facebook Live. I apologize. I know, mea culpa, my fault. I gotta stop yelling so much at the thing. All right, so I got into Johnston City versus St. Teresa. We get into 3A. Bryan versus IC. IC lost to him last year at IC. Can Bryan get that second upset at the IC level with an IC team from that this year that has a more of a growth in it? Their quarterback Dennis Mendelia has done a wonderful job, absolutely wonderful job. And again, one of those guys that has been very impressive with the Knights. The secondary is always impressive, but the defensive line has picked up some of the slack. Sutton, who I just did an interview, is a hell of a player, by the way. Parker, all those guys. This is going to be an interesting game going against the Bryan team that is ready for that second straight upset, and they can do it because, again, mental toughness is a huge advantage, and they got mental toughness, so we're going to see in a big game. But again, I see definitely comes into that game favored. Okay, Toledo Unity versus Williamsville. Again, Williamsville Bullets. Coach Kuntz has done a wonderful job with that team, and again, Jake Seaman, Ethan Hines, that whole group, their offensive tackle just got an offer as well. He's a hell of a player too, and Toledo Unity looks really good this year. And again, the big thing for Toledo Unity again is going to be making sure that they stop the pass against the Williamsville Bullets. And for the Williamsville Bullets, again, defense, secure the tackle. Providence versus St. Francis. We in St. Francis again. Alessio has been unbelievable this whole season. Providence Catholic has to put pressure on him. Also, it falls also on the quarterback of Lucas Proudfoot of Providence Catholic. Is a player that you must know about. Lucas Proudfoot has been very, very good for this team. Good offensive line too. Barry, offensive lineman out of Providence Catholic, young kid that you must know about as well. Hogan as well. He's a young DB. I think he's a freshman or sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. But this Providence Catholic team, especially with their linebacker corps, has been unbelievable. And again, Providence Catholic linebackers, I swear there's something special about that. With St. Francis, another thing too, also is their defensive line. And the defensive line has been very good for these coming weeks. I know they took a little bit of a slack against the IC team, but again, a great team, a good defensive end with good defensive work. Again, McMillan, offensive line, defensive line too. They have two-way players, which is good. And again, with St. Francis as an IC, you like to see that. Two-way players is a big thing, especially in those smaller type of schools. Rochester versus Sacred Heart Griffin. This is the last Leonard Bowl, everyone. Last Leonard Bowl of ever. And Derek Leonard, again, got absolutely smashed last in the first week against Sacred Heart Griffin. But again, what's the mortal rule? You do not want to see an opponent that you saw in the regular season after you beat them. Sacred Heart Griffin does not want to see Rochester. That's a definite. And again, for me, I think Keaton Reese, their quarterback, has exponentially exceeded his limits after week one. And he has done a wonderful job. He has popped back up, and he is absolutely rocking and rolling to be one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Illinois, one of my favorite quarterbacks. Because again, he reminds me a very, very small little. I'm forgetting his name. The Illinois quarterback. It's gonna kill me. Central Illinois. But Keaton Reese is one of my favorite quarterbacks. Again, good arm and just underrated athleticism. That kid can run, and no one really. Everyone looks at him and says, "Oh, no, he can't run. He's a lineman." No. That kid can run. So it's going to be a good game. Ty Lott, he's looking unbelievable. Ty Lott, that wide receiver course, one of the best wide receiver course in the state of Illinois, and they don't have to talk it. They don't have to put flashy Instagram posts or flashy Twitter posts. They know they're that damn good, and that's the biggest thing about Sacred Heart Griffin. They know they're good. They don't have to shout it from a mountaintop. That's why. That's how special the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclone team is. They want to get that. They want to get Coach Leonard, Ken Leonard, that state title game. And again, big shout out if you want to. I know the game's on NHFS, whatever. I know they've had some problems last week, but again, follow Channel 1450. They do a wonderful job. Derek Ferris and all that whole crew do a wonderful job for Channel 1450. Make sure you're following Channel 1450. Visit Channel 1450 as well. Nazareth versus Sycamore. Oh, Sycamore looking really good. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Nazareth's going to absolutely dominate Sycamore. They're going to win this game." Nazareth had some weak points, and again, they lost some very important games during the season. They're playing a Sycamore team. Your heads are too high in the clouds, Nazareth alumni. Your heads are too high. So don't doubt this Sycamore team. Meyer's a hell of a player. Kiefer, their linebacker, is a hell of a player. That defense, that Sycamore defense, has worked wonders this whole season. So don't sleep on this Sycamore defense. Again, the big thing for Sycamore is going to be pressure, pressure, pressure. And again, the big thing is going to be Sycamore's offensive line and how they handle that young, dynamic Nazareth defensive rush. That's going to be huge. Morris versus Peoria. I've talked about this before. For Morris, and this is a big thing for Morris and for Brian. They have to control the ball. They must absolutely have great possession of time on that ball. Again, Morris goes against the Peoria team. For Peoria, their defense has got to show up. They got to at least have 2 to 3 stops at least. Can Morris stop Peoria's offense? Can their secondary compete with Peoria's receivers? Yes, I concede, yeah. Can they stop Washington, Peoria's running back? We'll see what happens. It's going to be a hell of a game, but this Peoria line team deserves a lot of respect, especially how they came back after the loss to Normal West. And Morris deserves a lot of respect for what they did after they came back from 2 losses, especially the big one from Richmond Burden. And you got to give it up to Morris football for that. St. Ignatius versus Prairie Ridge is called East St. Louis doesn't want to play both teams' ball. And they want both teams to just absolutely clobber each other because, again, East St. Louis does not want to see that option offense. It scares them to death. And again, East St. Louis last year had some trouble. They don't want to see it again. St. Ignatius, to me, is a very surprising team for this one factor. Their offense has been able to take off. I thought they were going to have some shortcomings because of last year's unbelievable season. They've been unbelievable. But Prairie Ridge, Vassy, 8 touchdowns last week. That guy is unbelievable. Prairie Ridge's quarterback is the real effing deal. I'm telling you that right now. I know you guys have seen the stats. He's been unbelievable. And the big thing is going to be St. Ignatius' 2 defensive tackles. Can they hold their own? And I think they can. And again, can they get penetration and can they create mounds for their linebackers to make plays against that Prairie Ridge offense? That's going to be huge. And again, East St. Louis does not want to see any of those teams. They don't. They just don't. And we get into East St. Louis versus Lamont. And again, I know a lot of people are saying, well, Lamont's going to win this game. Lamont's going to lose this game. East St. Louis is going to win by 80 points. It's going to be an absolute slaughter roll. Running clock with the first quarter. This game is absolutely over. Lamont doesn't even have a chance. Whoa, 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 whoa. We've seen crazy things happen. Is East St. Louis that hell of a good of a team? Yes. I think they got a wake-up call after that Creekside loss against Creekside, Georgia. The big thing for me, again, well, for Lamont, and as I talked about before with Morris, they have to control the ball. Payne Solomon is not making mistakes in that game, in this season. That's great. You need that type of quarterback that's not making mistakes and has patience. The big thing is going to be, can they stop East St. Louis's offense? And that's going to be huge. Because East St. Louis is the real deal. It's a serious team. And again, can they force battle into mistakes? That would be huge. And Lamont's defensive line, they need to do that, by the way. So we'll see what happens. I think, again, Noah Tyler, I think he's going to have a big game as well for Lamont. East St. Louis, again, I think it's going to be the run game. I think that's going to be key. That's going to be huge for East St. Louis, because I think Lamont's going to zero in on the pass. All right, St. Rita versus Mount Carmel, battle of 2 of the strong Chicago Catholic traditions. 2 teams that have well deserved in St. Rita. They had their first loss in week 1 against a very tough Mount Carmel team that's been rocking and rolling. They're undefeated. St. Rita, their defensive line is on fire. They're kicking ass. Big shot to Farrell. They had a big win over St. Charles North last week. We will see, again, the big thing is going to be passing because everyone's going to be thinking running. And again, there's going to be a lot of people that, again, you got to take your shots when that pass is open. And there's going to be some teams that are going to take their shots, and some teams that are going to make their mistakes. And again, the worst thing is having a wild-eyed teenager throwing the ball, because that's usually is grounds for an interception or a pick six. So again, it's going to be a very interesting game. And again, for Mount Carmel, I've unleashed Blaney Dowling for St. Rita. The big thing will be the passing attack, and whoever we see, and definitely DJ Stewart is a star in the making for St. Rita. Pat Farrell, the defensive tackle, it's killing him. Mahoney or whatever. He's a tough little SOB. He'll knock you on your ass. And Farrell, he's a star. He's a star. That's all you need to say. They got another defensive end who is a class of 2024 kid, who's he's a linebacker / defensive end. He's a hell of a player, and I'm forgetting his name. I just put his name on my watch list too. But he's another player to keep an eye out for. I love what I saw in this film. Batavia takes on Lake Zurich. The Battle of Batavia and Lake Zurich come back. And will Lake Zurich wear fake tattoos like they've done in the past against Batavia? I had to do it, Lake Zurich. I'm sorry I had to mention it. I know I had to mention it. But again, this is going to be a hell of a game, a great matchup. They've seen both teams have played against each other very frequently in these past years. And again, with Batavia, I keep saying it, Wepley, you got to keep an eye out. Ryan Bowe, Genesee, that defensive line, unbelievable. Secondary has stepped up. Whitehall has done a wonderful job. I know I mispronounced names. I apologize. Lake Zurich, Erkman, Ashton Gudnek has done a wonderful job. Their kicker, Vuvacek, has been unbelievable too. This is going to be a hell of a game, and that Lake Zurich offensive line is growing. And what I mean growing is they are getting scary good. From week 1 to now, they have immensely improved. So, yeah, this is going to be a game. This is going to be a game, people. Definitely check it out. In 7A. Yeah, 7A. Lincoln Way East versus Glenbard West. Just like Maine South, Glenbard West, this is going to be a tough game. It's going to be a game ground battle, and again, a tough defensive battle as well. Tishner is going to be a hell of a quarterback, and Corey Ty. I'm going to see that. I'm going to say that's going to be a battle between both the quarterbacks, again, because I believe they're both going to be zero-winning on the run. And again, with the passes, take it when you have it. Take the chances when you have it. And again, do not get overconfident in the pass. And again, special teams are going to play a very important issue in this, because Glenbard West's defense almost gave up a win. They had the lead, but they almost gave up a win against Maine South. This is going to be a big proving point game for both teams, as always, because it's the semifinals. And again, Lincoln Way East, for me, the big thing is look at some of the youngsters. Look at some of the class of 2025 players. They're very impressive, too. So this Lincoln Way East team, they're always there, but they got a good shot at basically a dynasty for these coming years. For Glenbard West, this is a good shot this year, and like I said, I had at the beginning of the season as a huge challenger, but we will see what happens. And again, Lincoln Way East proved me wrong. Zoner, I mean Crow. I thought this was going to be, they were going to make it maybe to the quarterfinals, but they proved me wrong, and I mean shit in Crow. So, thank you. Loyola versus York. Oh, well, this game's over. Loyola Academy is going to win the game. This game doesn't need to be played. Loyola Academy is going to win. They're going to go to Elmhurst. They're going to absolutely crush York. And then, Loyola Academy in the state finals. Come on, people. We know that we live in a parody of Illinois high school football, and crazy things do happen. And again, this York team has proven their point. They are undefeated. They deserve to be in the semifinal game. Loyola Academy has shown some weak spots during the season. They've shown some weak spots during the season. York, Matt Vezza, that whole linebacker crew, Graziani, I'm forgetting the linebacker's name. Offensive line, Kelly Watson from York. They've had the proven point. Loyola Academy, Jake Sterney. That offensive line that's massive. And again, that's going to be the battle. Glenbard West defensive line. I'm sorry, Glenbard West. York defensive line against Loyola offensive line. They have to stay in their assignments. York's linebackers is one of the more high IQ linebacker crews in the state of Illinois. They have to read their keys. They have to make a play automatically. And again, no second guessing for the linebackers, because second guessing hurts you. So we will see what happens. All right, so we get into the 2 questions, and I already answered that question. Check it out, the video on why I'm leaving. And again, feelings on senior showcases. I absolutely think they're good. We used to have a lot of senior showcases, and this was from Bethany of Geneva. Senior showcases are really good. I really like them. There's only one that I know about. That's the EFT showcase with Edgy Tim and the EFT crew. I wish there were more senior showcases. We used to have more senior showcases. There used to be 2 more. Matt Lemming used to have a senior showcase, but I guess that's no more. And EFT is going to be the only showcase, but I think there should be more senior showcases, especially in December when schools are looking. And that is pretty much it for Deep Dish Football Live semifinals. Again, early article is going to come out for Sunday conclusion on Saturday. Breakfast with Coach Big Pete, 9 a.m. DuPage Run and Shoot Show. Me and my co-host, Patrick Cotto. Make sure you follow it. And we're going to be doing a show tonight at 9 p.m., a little bit later. The show will come out tomorrow with me and my co-host, Patrick Cotto. Again, my email is coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com. Schedule your free recruiting advisement session. My email, coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com. December 3rd will be the recruiting seminar. Absolutely free. Going to do a whole thing, Recruiting 101, how to get recruited. Make sure you check that out. It's on the events section of the Deep Dish Football Facebook page. And you might have seen the graphic as well, the shitty graphic that I made. You might check that out as well. If you like my work, feel free to leave a tip donation via PayPal, Venmo link below. And again, there's only one PayPal link that I have, and it is, let me do this because some asshole decided to be a scammer. Luckily, thank you to PayPal, the folks at PayPal, they put an end to that crap. It is PayPal/PayPalMe/CoachBigPeteDDF. That's the only PayPal thing. And again, if anyone's claiming that they're from Deep Dish Football, that's absolute bullshit because there's only 2 people. Me and my co-host from DuPage Run and Shoot, which is presented by Deep Dish Football, Patrick Cotto, reporter for Naperville Community Access Television. So just be careful. There's a lot of bullshit scammers, and don't pay for recruiting services. Recruiting is 100% free. Thank you guys so much for joining. And I will see you guys at 9 a.m. Breakfast with Coach Big Pete, Saturday.